There are souls born under the sign of Cancer whose lives are fiercely shaped by emotional currents unseen by others. These souls are not guided by roads or maps, but by the deep ocean of unconditional love of home and the echoes of destiny that flow beneath the surface of their lives. Cancer, if your intuition has felt unusually restless, if you've been waking up with the sensation that something is shifting, something big about to be revealed, you did not find this reading by coincidence. This isn't simple advice, and it's certainly not a suggestion. What you are receiving is the energetic equivalent of the judgment card crossing your path. A final call, a karmic knock on the door of your soul. And in the world of tarot, when judgment shows up paired with the tower, the message is clear. There is no escape. Something must break and something must be chosen. Cancer, you are the architect of comfort, the keeper of the hearth, the one who understands that true power lies in what is fiercely protected and deeply felt, not in what is seen. But here's the truth no one tells you. The same emotional intensity that fuels your compassion often becomes a cage of attachment that you built for yourself. The same depths you explore for safety are the very thing preventing your evolution. The universe is now cracking that cage, and the timeline for this transformation is not flexible. Once this portal closes, what you hesitate to claim will never return in the same form. Right now, the tarot spreads before you a corridor lined with 3 critical cards: the Lover's Death and the Wheel of Fortune. This isn't just about romance, though. For many Cancers, it will show up there first. This is about choices. The sacred ones, the ones you've delayed, the ones you told yourself could wait until you felt ready. But the cosmic truth is this: readiness is often a myth told by the fearful mind to postpone the courage the soul already possesses. The appearance of the lovers is not a promise of union. It is a demand for clarity. Are you still aligned with what you've been choosing? Or have you been holding on to a relationship, a secret, a resentment, or even an identity that no longer nourishes the truth of your powerful soul? Because if you do not choose death, will. And when death shows in a reading like this, it is not a threat, but a guarantee. What does not evolve will dissolve. You may have already noticed the signs, the strange, chilling silences, the betrayals that echo louder than words, the opportunities that once promised safety, now feeling hollow, the conversations that leave you more drained than hollow, fulfilled. Or perhaps it's subtler, a deep knowing that what once felt like control is now simply a prison. Cancer, the tarot, is not here to scare you. It is here to remind you that the discomfort you feel is not chaos. It is the contraction before the phoenix rebirths. The tower shakes because the foundation was never as solid as you pretended. The wheel of fortune now turns. And whether it lifts you to a destiny of sovereign power or tosses you into another cycle of manipulation or attachment depends on one thing: your ability to face the truth. For some of you, this truth is about love, a soulmate contract that has reached its karmic peak. The cards whisper of farewells, not because love was a mistake, but because it has served its sacred purpose. For others, it's financial. Cancer, you've been playing small, living in scarcity patterns inherited from deep lineages, from power struggles, even from past lives. And the universe through this tarot corridor is asking, are you ready to stop surviving and start thriving with sovereign wealth? When the High Priestess appears overshadowing the spread as she does here, the message becomes undeniable. Trust what you already know in your gut. Your intuition is not confused. Your body knows the subtle dread. You feel the resistance to certain people, the pull toward unfamiliar but strangely magnetic opportunities. That is the voice of your highest self trying to root your destiny. But be warned, the devil lurks at the edge of this reading, not as a monstrous figure, but as the chains of obsession, attachment, revenge, or the false power of knowing all secrets. Cancer, you are being asked whether you will stay bound to what feels powerful but ultimately numbs you, or whether you will step into the terrifying liberation of absolute surrender and full self-mastery. If you ignore this call, the cards make it clear. Life will choose for you, and life's choices, when made without your participation, tend to arrive as sudden endings, abrupt, fierce disconnections, financial crises, or emotional breakdowns, not as punishment, but as sacred intervention. This corridor of transformation is not theoretical. It is already unfolding. The tarot shows doors closing as fast as new ones open, but not for long. What remains undecided past this threshold will crystallize into a reality that may take years, even decades, to undo. Cancer, pause, breathe. Feel that lump in your throat, that weight in your chest. That's your soul remembering why it came here. Not to float in someone else's current, not to shelter in the false safety of what feels familiar, but to become the lighthouse of its own power. The question is no longer, what should I do? The question is, do I have the courage to become who I've always known? I am beneath the fear and the need to attach. And whether you admit it or not, you already know the answer. The tarot spread shifts now, and front and center appears the Hanged Man, flanked by the moon and the world. Understand what this means. The period of intense suspension you've been feeling, the forced surrender, the stagnation, the emotional limbo is not random. It is divinely orchestrated, but the window for that pause is closing rapidly. The Hanged Man is not about punishment. It's a sacred timeout. The universe has placed you in a temporary state of paralysis, to see the truth from a completely inverted perspective, to surrender the need to attach. Because moving forward with the wrong story, the wrong job, the wrong relationship, or the wrong version of yourself would be a spiritual violation against your own destiny. This stasis was mercy. But mercy has an expiration date, and the cards show that date is dangerously near. Look around your life. The signs are everywhere. Strange synchronicities, moments when time seems to glitch, repeating numbers, déjà vu conversations that feel like echoes from another timeline. That's the moon speaking. A veil has been thinning around you, Cancer. What was once hidden can no longer stay hidden. Are you noticing the dreams, symbols of secret rooms, deep waters unmasking, or keys to forgotten knowledge? These are not just dreams. These are direct messages from your subconscious, your ancestors, and your higher self. The tarot confirms that your guides are screaming, not whispering. There's someone in your life, maybe more than one person, whose true intentions are about to be revealed. The appearance of the moon suggests deep deception, guarded secrets, carefully constructed illusions. You have been ignoring certain deep red flags because, as a Cancer, you often choose fierce loyalty or the illusion of safety over ruthless clarity. But the universe is stepping in now with a final offer. Face the truth willingly, or it will arrive uninvited. For many of you, this deception has been internal. You've convinced yourself you're okay staying small. You've accepted narratives like it's not my time yet, maybe next year, or I'll wait until it feels safer. But the energy of the world paired with the Hanged Man is clear. The cycle ends now. Whether it ends in liberation or in utter collapse depends entirely on whether you act. Let's talk plainly about money. The tarot does not lie. The Wheel of Fortune appears again in this reading, heavily charged. This is your financial turning point. An opportunity is being presented, or will be within days, that has the power to shift your material reality permanently, not just to survive, but to truly thrive with sovereign wealth. But it comes with a cost. Letting go of something or someone that has been quietly draining your abundance. It could be a job where you're being exploited and underpaid. It could be a partnership where you're being manipulated. It could be an old version of yourself that believes wealth, joy, or success must always come with attachment, guilt, or sacrifice. The cards are blunt. You cannot carry the old with you into this new chapter. Not emotionally, not spiritually, not financially. The tarot also flashes a warning through the devil reappearing this time next to the moon. This pairing is dangerous. It suggests that there's a temptation right now to retreat into shadow, to use old manipulative methods, to self-protect, or to lean into obsessive thought patterns. The universe sees this. Your higher self sees this. And while it may have once looked away in compassion, that era is over. Here's the most haunting part. The world is both the end and the beginning. When it appears like this direct, upright, and final, it signals that the karmic clock has run out. The contract you signed before incarnation, the one that said, "I will master my power and release what no longer serves my highest truth," is due. If you choose not to, the lesson becomes heavier, the opportunities rarer, and the consequences sharper. Cancer, do not confuse this with punishment. The tarot spreads this message with fierce love because behind every collapsing tower is a new foundation. Behind every ending is the whisper of a beginning that couldn't reach you while you were drowning in attachment and compromise. You are the sign of transformation. But the question is, have you made a home out of your attachment, your secrets, or your perceived safety? Have you mistaken obsession for connection? The tarot's answer is piercing. It's time to leave that false home. And for many of you, this will be literal. Moving homes, ending a relationship, leaving a job. For others, it's entirely spiritual. Exorcising the ghosts of generational trauma, releasing controlling mindsets, breaking free from toxic power dynamics. The next 72 hours matter. Choices made now become anchors for the next 6 months to 6 years. That's not exaggeration. Cancer, if this deep dive into your current cosmic truth is resonating in your very soul, take a moment. Hit that like button. Share this reading with another Cancer who might need to hear it. And let me know in the comments below, what old cage of attachment are you finally ready to dismantle? Your insights fuel this channel, and if you haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next powerful message from the universe. Now let's continue uncovering your destiny. The tarot is rarely this clear, but when it is, it's because the portal is open now and only now. The cards close this portion with the Fool quietly appearing at the edge. Not as a warning, as an invitation. Will you leap, or will you stand on the edge, watching the life that was always meant for you drift further away? Cancer, you were not born to merely survive. You were not born to exist within someone else's version of home. You are the phoenix. You are the deep current that reshapes entire ocean floors. And the tide is rising now. Cancer, if you are still here, it means something inside you has already crossed the line between ignoring and knowing. The tarot does not speak twice when the message is this clear, and now the cards reveal a truth that cannot be softened. One chapter of your life is not just ending, it is being sealed permanently. When the spread opens now, the tower stands tall, unmissable. It's flanked by justice and the star, an omen both fierce and beautiful. Understand this clearly. What collapses now is not a punishment. It is divine intervention. It is the universe saying, if you will not end what no longer serves your true power, I will. The tower never falls gently. It falls because it must. Because the illusions of safety you've built, Whether about a relationship, a hidden agenda, your self-worth built on secrets, or even your future cannot hold under the weight of your soul's true calling. And when justice sits beside it, it means karma is not just active, it's final. You are receiving exactly what your soul contracted, not what your ego desires. You already feel it. The strange silences, the uncomfortable conversations, the escalating tension where there used to be harmony. This is the cosmic scaffolding being removed. Structures you depended on are crumbling because they were never meant to hold the version of you that is now awakening. But then, the star. This is not a story of ruin. This is a story of revelation, of a pure, unarmored, luminous power rising. The star reminds you that the collapse was never about destruction. It was about alignment. It was about clearing space for the life you came here to live. There is a secret in your field right now, something long hidden. The tarot shows the presence of the moon, again intensifying this message. Whether it's a betrayal you've suspected, a truth about someone close that will cut deep, or even a profound realization about your own hidden motives, it will be exposed. And once seen, it cannot be unseen. Many of you are facing or about to face a sudden, intense departure. A relationship, a deep connection, a job where you compromised your soul for influence, or even a family tie rooted in toxic power dynamics is reaching its karmic expiration. You will try to negotiate with it. You will try to rationalize, to delay, to soften the blow. The cards are unflinching. No, it ends. But listen closely. The presence of the star after the tower is one of the rarest and most beautiful sequences in tarot. It means that after the collapse, an unexpected gift appears. A divine reward for the courage to release attachment and embrace vulnerability. This could manifest as a new relationship so aligned it feels like destiny, or a financial breakthrough, a job offer, an investment, an inheritance, or a project that turns your entire material reality around. Cancer, you must understand. The universe does not remove without replacing, but it cannot give you the new while your hands are still clutching the old. The tarot is clear. There is no halfway path here. This is the final call between who you've been and who you are destined to become. Look at your life now. Where have you tolerated too much? Where have you said it's not that bad when deep down you knew it was soul death? Where have you stayed, not because you were happy, but because you were afraid of what leaving might mean? The Hierophant appears now as a shadow card, an ancestral presence, a voice from the lineage of comfort, attachment, and perhaps unhealed trauma. A reminder that some of what you are breaking is not just yours, it's generational. You are the one in your family, in your karmic line, who came to end what others survived. You are the pattern breaker, the curse ender, the chain cutter. This is sacred work. It is brutal work, but it is the only work that truly matters. The tarot also reveals a financial warning. The Five of Pentacles shows up momentarily, a card of scarcity, isolation perceived, betrayal, a deep fear of loss. But it's not a prediction, it's a shadow. It's the energy you will experience only if you try to hold on to what the universe is forcibly removing. Resistance now equals intense suffering. Surrender now equals deep liberation. The final card in this sequence is the Chariot. Your card, Cancer upright, fully powered with its transformative might. The message could not be clearer. When you choose your authentic self, when you claim your destiny beyond all pretense, the momentum is unstoppable. What felt stuck for years suddenly moves. What was once impossible becomes inevitable. The road opens. The opportunities multiply. The deep, unwavering love aligns. Sovereign wealth flows. But the price of this liberation is non-negotiable. Let the old version of you, The one who clung to attachment, the one who hid in shadows, die. Cancer, you were never meant to be the one who waits. You are the phoenix. You are the deep current that reshapes entire ocean floors, not the driftwood caught on the shore. This is your moment. This is the line. On one side is everything you've outgrown. On the other is everything you've ever secretly hoped might be possible. And the door between them, it's closing. Fast, Cancer. The tarot now reveals the most decisive part of your spiritual journey. This is not theory. This is not speculation. This is a living portal opening before you. One that demands not more thinking, not more waiting, but action. So absolute, it shifts the fabric of your reality. The reading starts with the emergence of the Fool, now fully illuminated alongside the Magician and the Ace of Pentacles. This is the alchemy of beginnings, the moment when the universe stops asking, "Are you ready?" and simply presents the door. Whether you walk through it is no longer a question of timing. It is a question of courage. The Fool asks you to leap, but not blindly. It is a leap of faith based on everything you now know. The truths revealed, the endings you've accepted, the betrayals unmasked, the grief processed not just for yourself but for generations. The cliff's edge is here. Your next step is either into the sky of your becoming or back into the prison of cycles that will take years, maybe lifetimes, to unwind. When the Magician shows, it signals something rare. The resources are already here. You have the tools, the finances, the opportunities, the connections, the skills. What was once missing is now arriving. But here's the cosmic twist. The universe will only reveal them in motion with intention and integrity. Stand still, hesitate, and the tools vanish like a mirage. And then comes the Ace of Pentacles, one of the most potent cards of material blessing. This is not abstract abundance. This is money, contracts, homes, opportunities, and tangible wealth. It arrives as soon as you say yes to yourself. But this card carries a condition. It does not tolerate divided energy. If part of you still clings to an expired obsession, an outdated belief in attachment, or a comfort zone disguised as safety, the gate does not open. For many Cancers, the cards point to a financial miracle hidden inside a risk. A deeply insightful business started a job left that was draining your power, a relocation, an investment made in yourself. But the tarot is blunt. The reward is proportionate to the risk. Small leaps get small returns. Quantum leaps reshape everything, but the tarot doesn't flatter. The Seven of Swords appears now, alongside the Devil once again. A warning. There is someone, or perhaps even an aspect of yourself, that is trying to trick you into thinking, maybe I can manipulate this situation a little longer. A person pretending to have changed. An opportunity that feels too easy, too familiar. Or your own inner saboteur, whispering, this level of truth and vulnerability is too dangerous. This is the final test. Will you betray yourself one more time for the illusion of control, or will you finally refuse to abandon your own sovereign soul? A surprising revelation arrives now through the Six of Cups, a karmic reconnection. Someone from your past is returning. This may be a love that ended abruptly, a friendship left unresolved, or a mentor whose wisdom you need now more than ever. But the question is not whether they return. It's whether you've grown enough to receive or reject them from your new frequency. Cancer, understand this. Not everything that returns is meant to stay. Some come back as mirrors to show you how far you've come. Others return as tests to see whether you've truly closed a door. Discernment is everything. Now the tarot asks, do they match the version of you that's emerging? If not, let them go with gratitude, but without hesitation. The most breathtaking card now enters the Sunday. This is the absolute confirmation that the outcome of this leap, this portal, is radiant joy, success, deep, unwavering love, sovereign financial growth expansion. But the sun arrives only after the storm, only after you've chosen the truth over the lie, alignment over fear. But the tarot closes this spread with a sobering reminder, the Eight of Cups. Walk away from what you already know is draining your life force. Whether it's an obsessive attachment, an identity built on secrecy, a job where you trade your integrity for influence, a person who feeds off your drama, or a version of yourself that no longer belongs to the life you are calling in. Walk away now. If you stay, the cards are clear. The wheel resets, and what was once a sacred opportunity turns into another karmic loop of delay, confusion, and stagnation. Cancer, your soul signed up for this exact moment before you were even born. The unmasking, the rising, the reclaiming of your power. This is not just a turning point. This is the point. Everything you desire, everything your ancestors dreamed of for you, everything your future self is screaming for, it's on the other side of this door. And that door, it's wide open for now. Cancer, if you're still here, then understand this truth. The fact that you've stayed through this entire spiritual unveiling means you're not just someone curious about change. You are the one destined to embody it. This is no longer about the life you might live. It's about the life you are now commanding into existence. The tarot is no longer whispering. It's delivering your new reality if you dare receive it. The final spread begins with the world, no longer as a thread of endings, but as a seal of profound completion and your mastery of your own domain. You have crossed the threshold. The karmic contracts that haunted you, the patterns of attachment or self-sabotage, the wounds inherited from bloodlines, lovers, and lifetimes, they are closing now. Not by accident, not by chance, but because you said yes to yourself. And here's the revelation. As soon as you step fully into this new cycle, the Empress appears radiating abundance, true love, primal beauty, and unstoppable growth. This is the card of receiving. The Empress doesn't chase. She doesn't fight for scraps. She magnetizes. And Cancer, this is your reminder. You were never meant to beg for love, for money, for recognition, for peace. You were always meant to attract it by becoming the embodiment of it. But the tarot reveals more. The Ten of Pentacles anchors this, spread an unmistakable signal of profound material success, unwavering stability, generational wealth, a legacy built on truth, a home that feels sacred and secure in its authenticity. Resources not just for survival, but for thriving. Cancer, for the first time in years. Perhaps in this lifetime, the financial constrictions around you are breaking. If you do the deep inner work, the outer world has no choice but to respond. Love too transforms. The Two of Cups rises, indicating a soul-level connection either arriving or rebirthing. This isn't about fairy tales. It's about partnership that mirrors the truth of who you've become. For some, this is a reunion with a past love, someone whose growth now matches yours. For others, it's the arrival of a person who feels like they were written into your soul contract since the beginning of time. But, and the tarot insists, this is not a gift handed to those still pretending. The King of Swords stands firm at the gate. Discernment is the lock. Absolute ruthless truth is the key. Anyone, anything, any hidden motive or thought pattern that no longer resonates with your highest timeline must go. Half-truths cannot pass through this portal. Lukewarm desires do not manifest here. There's a prophecy encoded into this reading, confirmed by the star returning. Your healing is not just for you. The ripples of what you're doing now, choosing rising from the ashes, releasing attachment, will extend into generations you'll never meet. You are the ancestor who healed. You are the family member someone will one day pray to, thanking you for being the one who broke the chain of inherited trauma and reclaimed true power. But the tarot ends with one final instruction through the Ace of Wands. Act with your full intensity. Inspiration without decisive intentional movement is just shadow play. The universe has delivered the blueprint of your sovereign power. Now the creative fire is in your hands. Launch the deep vision. Book the transformative journey. Send the decisive message. End the toxic contract. Say the no to empower. Say the yes to ignite. Move. Life is not waiting. Cancer, you were never the victim. You were never meant to survive inside broken systems, broken homes, broken stories. You were always the healer, the phoenix, the deep current that returns again and again. Not to drown, but to transform, to purge, to be reborn. From this moment forward, nothing will ever be the same. And that is not a threat. That is the blessing of profound power and rebirth you've waited lifetimes to claim. You are no longer the one wondering when it's your turn. It's your turn now. And the door, it's not just open. You are the door to your own dominion.